Welcome back to the channel, Be Rich. And a lot of you have been asking us in the comments and when we do meet you guys outside about EV, what do you think about the EV market is? And one recent interesting development has happened in the UK. So I thought I'll first detail what's happened because I've not told Anand about this at all. Then get his implications on the global EV market and what he thinks the world is heading towards. Is it the days of diesel vehicles? Is it in a key point? Like how carriages and horses went away in one photograph, which is famously there of New York streets. Are we in a turning point where we're going to see a sudden switch over to EV drastically and forever? The thing is, Rishi Sunak has intense to adhere to the strict timetable of phasing out petrol and diesel cars, despite oppositions from his own party. PM faces pressure to scale back plans regarding the 2030 ban on sales of petrol and diesel vehicles. Remember, 2030 is just hardly 5-6 years away. In favor of electric car production. The government will soon release its plan for transitioning to electric cars with binding targets for UK car manufacturers. That includes our Tata Motors who are sitting there. The 2030 ban and the interim targets begin from 2024 and will remain in place, requiring 22% of new cars being sold in 2023 to be electric and increase it to 50% by 2028. Non-compliant manufacturers will face severe fines of up to £15,000 per car. Some Tory members have voiced concerns about these ambitious targets and comparing them to more lenient ones in the US and EU. British car makers generally support the rules to expanding electric car markets and developing more charging points. The Society of Motors and Manufacturers Traders emphasized the industry's commitment to decarbonization. As this article goes down, it says the department did not confirm if the 2024 start date will be announced in due course. So I thought this will be interesting if this plan does come to fruition. UK switching over to electric, what will be implications for EV globally? Will we all be following suit?
What I think is we are going to become electric. It's like email. I remember the time when we had to wait for the postman and the morning newspaper. There's no morning newspaper now or the morning. There's no postman. Postman comes for doing some banking.
Correct.
And to connect remote areas.
Correct.
But 90% of official work takes place in email and WhatsApp.
Yes.
So there might be some odd commercial vehicles which still run on internal combustion engines. But it is very clear that by the next couple of years, even in India, at least 30 to 40% of all two-wheelers will go electric.
Correct.
Because two things. Governments, state governments, irrespective of party in power, will be forced to give 200 units of power free. So you are actually incentivizing usage of power. So what I'm trying to say is, we are expecting more charging points. And I expect 30-35% of all two-wheelers to go electric. Cars is concerned in India especially. The problem is only Tata Motors has got a car which has in the price range.
Correct.
Where an electric car can become
reachable for the middle class.
Reachable for the middle class. And they are racing away. They are now selling about 7,000 to 10,000 cars. The total car market in India is about, what is being sold to the wholesaler is about 3 lakhs. And we are about 15, we are not even 10% of it is not electric. So the car market will take a much longer time. UK is a more affluent country, so it can afford to push the buttons faster.
Yes.
But as far as countries like India are concerned, I think the three-wheeler market and the two-wheeler market will go electric fully. And then you will have the four-wheeler market. For the four-wheeler market to really take off, Tatas need to have some serious competition. Tatas need to have serious competition in electric vehicles.
In India.
But in China is surprisingly the country where most electrification is taking place, and they are exporting electric cars. BYD is doing extremely well.
Yes, even in India they seem to be doing well.
Yeah, they're doing very well. So the competition in India will be between Tatas and BYD. So there will be electrification. Europe will definitely become, because Europe is always green. So I expect Scandinavian countries and UK and Europe to go 80-90%. It may not reach 100% what Sunak wants. But at least 75% will be definitely.
Well, the biggest problem is his charging points, right?
Yeah, but what I read many years ago, my friend Dilip told me, There was a professor in Stanford professor. You can charge it at home. And this is overhyped. Not everybody travels 500 kilometers in a car every day.
True.
Most people use it for 200 kilometers.
True.
And if you are going, you use the car to mainly to drop the kids and bring them back.
Yes.
That's your daily trip.
Yeah. Maximum 40 to 50 kilometers.
And you can charge it at your house. You don't need a charging station. And from Madras to Pondicherry is not a problem today. If the range is Madras to Trichy is not a problem. Then charging point is not difficult. As the population increases, you will find more charging points. Because if you can charge in the house and run it for 100 kilometers, I think most problems are sorted out, and it is overrated. Because people who use the cars for me, whom I see, and I run a car, I don't travel more than 40, 50 kilometers.
But I'm yet to actually sit in an electric car in India and go on. Have you sat?
Yes, I have sat in a Tata Nexon. One of my disciples has bought it, and he bought it to take me, and he took me on a spin. And I asked him about acceleration. The acceleration it may not be good for speed demons, but for people like me, the acceleration was very good. And he goes between Tiruvannamalai and Madras quite often, and he's able to manage it very easily.
But what about the safety concerns people have been harping about?
He's running it. He says there's no problem. He's been running it for 6 months. And I know people now who are running it for more than a year. This is one particular model. That's Tata Nexon. I know 5 people who are running Tata Nexon. They've had no problems.
And even in a situation where there's water logging and all that, I think an electric car will be able to pass through better than a
I don't know.
conversion.
See, we can always look at exceptions. In the city of Madras, it rains twice 2 months in a year.
If you're lucky, that is.
If we are lucky.
Yeah.
So you don't start making plans for 2 months in a year.
But most of our market people speculate like that.
No, I don't do that. So, and even in the 2 months here, water logging is 5 days in a year.
True.
So you don't make a car for 5 days in a year.
Very
you
true.
don't take the car out for 5 days.
Okay. So let's flip this. Now let's talk about globally. If you're looking at it globally and you see this future of EV, like you said, if not 100% coming to 70%, 80% in a developed region like UK, and US will follow suit, and they'll also by 2030.
China will get there.
Yes. So as an investor, where should you be making your place? Where do you think?
It's already the
whole complete chain should you be looking at?
No. The horse has already bolted. I've been always talking about, I'm only from an Indian point of view. I have been making bets on Tata Motors for a long time. It has already given me 6-7 times the money invested. That is one thing which was it. Tata TVS Motors is another thing, but it's too expensive. Bajaj, I kept on saying, will be the future. It's now running at a 52-week high. But Bajaj Auto is a place where you can look at. And the 2 battery manufacturers, Exide and Amara Raja, is another place where you can look at. Because I have yet to see a Maruti come up with an electric car.
Yes.
As far as Mahindra is concerned, Mahindra is a company which is, I think, has lost focus. Trying to do a Reliance, trying to do everything in one go.
True.
So, but you need the Tata model, like we discussed, is better where they have separate company. And Tata.ev has become a separate company.
When you were in Japan, did you see any EVs there?
No, they are way behind us.
Yes, they're still stuck.
They are with hybrid models. But the hybrid model is good. I have, my friend runs a hybrid high cross. Even that means that the petrol consumption has gone up to inside the city. Because he uses hybrid most of the time. It's about 23
kilometers a
liter, which is not bad.
Yeah, for that size car.
For that size of car, it's not bad.
And what about focusing on the raw material companies, the mining companies, which are going to mine these heavy metals?
Again, and I'm saying, if you have a global outlook, it's completely different. We don't have a global outlook.
But what would you say to our viewers sitting in the US? How should they make this play?
Then they should look at, I don't know, I am not convinced on Tesla.
No, just sector-wise I'm talking, not the specific companies.
No, I am not convinced on Tesla.
Understood. Because of the leadership.
Because of the leadership. I don't think the guy is stable.
I agree. So let's leave Tesla alone. But rest of the...
So I have not concentrated enough to find out who is leading. They say Ford Falcon has a good model.
Correct. But with this recession, which is definitely coming, and it's going to look
No,
like a
no.
very soon look like a hard landing.
See, one thing I'll tell you very clearly. When you are looking at these trends are 50-year trends. In 50, 100-year, these are mega trends. So when you're looking at mega trends, a recession is not when the government Fed is very well placed to handle a recession. It may defeat a Joe Biden, but it won't do anything to America to have a recession of 2 quarters.
Good.
That's not going to change much.
So good that you brought the upcoming elections in the US also into the conversation. So, what do you think the election uncertainty is going to have an impact in the index?
Again, these are two short-term concerns. The index is already very high. That is, I blame the Fed for it because they have not contracted their balance sheet. They have kept interest rates high, but they have allowed liquidity to slosh.
Yes, inflation still uncontrolled.
It is still uncontrolled. So I don't see any rate cuts for the next 6 to 8 months.
Yeah,
And
even
that's why I'm saying, that is why when I'm asked about gold, I say you have to have an 18-month window.
correct. Even the big investment firms, the Blackstone, BlackRock, and Amundi, everyone is saying, though Goldman Sachs and the US Treasury Secretary Yellen seems to be having a positive outlook, saying it's not so bad. The rest of them seem to be still thinking they're in for a recession.
That is something which I am not an expert. But what I am trying to say is, interest rates have to go another 0.5%. If the Fed has to push up another 0.5%.
Great. So I hope you guys found this conversation interesting, where we spoke about electric vehicles and electric vehicle futures. We took you through what's happening globally. Then we focused a little bit on what's happening in India. Then, as an investor, where you think your bet should be and what sectors you should look at. And also, we touched slightly upon what's happening in the US and the upcoming elections and the prospects of the Democrats and the Republicans and their impact on the US index and economy. I hope you enjoyed this video today and we found it informative and entertaining as always. Do think about sharing this with your friends and family, whomsoever you think would be interested in this kind of videos. That being said, we'll see you in the next one soon. Thank you.
I told you that I will be in Riyadh on the 22nd of September. The event place was not fixed. The team has now decided the event. It's in the Holiday Inn Riyadh. Those who are in and around Riyadh and desirous of meeting me may contact the WhatsApp address below or the email. My team would get in touch with you. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.